I'm live. Hello. Hello. Oh dear. Just as well she didn't go that way. She would have gone straight to that castle. Hi. Those who are joining me on this fifth and final installment of the comparison of the Halloween Tarot and the Smith-Waite Tarot. Welcome, and welcome to those of you who might just be watching this randomly. Hi, how do you do? It is Wednesday. I had to think about that for a second. Hump Day, as people tend to call it. I don't really like the Hump Day name for, I don't know, Hump Day. Hump Day. I don't know. It's weird. Hey, Sam, you all right? So, yeah. I didn't go live yesterday because I had things to do, innit? So, yeah, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go live today because I thought I'd be feeling a little exhausted, wiped out. But actually I feel okay today. So I'm like, oh, I'm probably going to start feeling really rough this evening, just in time for Dungeons and Dragons, Wednesday night Dungeons and Dragons, or tomorrow. So while I'm still feeling good or okay, well, I feel quite good. I'm trying to get all the things done. I thought I'd go live today in case I don't feel well tomorrow. So we just do what we can when we can, right? Oh, I was just going to hoover, says Sam. You can still, I guess you can't hoover and listen. Hi, Linda, you're right. So yeah, I'm just going to continue doing a little bit of sewing whilst a few people wander into the chat room. But how is everyone? How is your week going? Other than obviously Sam doing a bit of housework, a bit of hoovering. What do Americans say? Vacuum, right? You don't really say hoover. I tend to say vacuuming a bit more these days because I remember learning when I was younger that we say hoover because it's a brand, but actually, yeah. And I don't have a hoover. I have a Dyson, even though they're evil. But at the time, they were sort of the best at the hands-free. We have a cordless hands-free vacuum cleaner. I was going to say it was silly me. There's no such thing, but there's a Roomba. Oh, the future is here. It's a cordless vacuum cleaner, and it's really good with dog hair, which is super important because I have a dog. And carpet. One day when I finally get to decorate this flat, we want to have, excuse you, construction noises. I don't want to close the window. Can you hear that? I don't want to close the window because it's still really hot for September. And happy Mabon autumn equinox to those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. And I guess happy spring equinox, or flip it and reverse it. Hang on, what are we at? What would it be? Buttholes. Oh my God, my brain in the Southern Hemisphere. Yeah, that is today. There was a full moon last night, but I was too tired to do anything for the full moon other than just sit in bed. Well, I did do some meditation and sort of, is that loud? Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. It's really distracting me. But yeah, I did some meditation, a little bit of journaling, what have you. And I've got Dungeons and Dragons tonight, so it sort of throws off what, like trying to do anything this evening. Unless I want to do something at like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm usually like tapped out after D&D anyway. I'm not great at staying up late. So, I might have to close. Ostara, of course. I was trying to think, is it because of the spring equinox here? And I was like, it's not Beltana. It's not Beltana because that's May. Shut up. I'll close it a bit. It's not fully closed, but it needs to just be a bit quieter. Yeah, I always get confused with trying to flip the wheel. I think the only one I can do straight away off the top of my head is Christmas, like Yuletide and Letha or Midsummer. They're the only ones that I can automatically do in my head. Just not used to it being the other way around, I guess. So yeah, I can't even remember what I was talking about. Probably nonsense, because you know it's me. But let's see here. Sam said no, so Sam's not going to do any hoovering now. Rona's here. Hello, Rona. That was timely. Just sat down for a coffee. Lovely. I'm probably going to have a strong tea or a weak coffee after lunch because yeah, as I said, I'm playing D&D tonight, and I'm rubbish at staying up. I was talking about Mabon and it's equinoxes. That's it. And then I got an email. I'm subscribed to the like Cunning Folk mail list, and they usually send out, Alex J Cunning Folk usually sends out each Sabbat, sends out an email with links to previous posts about things that you might want to do on that Sabbat. A couple of days before the Sabbat, they send the email out, and you know, a spread idea and stuff like that. And I actually was considering doing their spread this time round because I don't really use what is this? I don't really use positional spreads these days, but I quite like this one. So I'll share it in the link. Watson Cunning Apothecary is the web. Let's put that in there. There we go. For those of you who might want to try it yourself. So I'm thinking of doing that either on my lunch break, which is going to be, I'm having a later lunch break because I will be having dinner a bit later because my husband will be cooking dinner and he finishes work a bit later. So everything gets shunted along. So I try to have lunch a bit later on a Wednesday. So I'm not chewing my arms off by like 7 p.m. in the middle of my game. Blue Crescent Tower. Hi, Deanne. I'm here. We'll be disappearing for just a few, but I shall return. Also, receive my Halloween tarot, and we'll be opening it on Friday for my birthday. Oh, cool. We'll be doing a Friday live. We'll be doing a Monday Friday live, Deanne. I play. I think I don't know what the time difference is between us, but I never catch a live. Sometimes I watch them back, but I never like catch them live. Must be the time difference. And then on Friday nights, I'm usually playing a different game, Monster of the Week. So, yes. And so, anyway, is anyone doing anything for Mabon or Ostara or for the equinox? Is anyone doing, because not everyone follows the Wheel of the Year, and the Wheel of the Year doesn't make sense for everyone. Like I've spoken about before, I've been trying to sort of navigate developing my own, and also the Wheel of Year isn't as old as people think it is. Gerald Gardner has a lot to do with it, and it got sort of built upon. So it's not really a super real thing. Though lots of cultures have different celebrations at this time of the year. Obviously, Judaism has a celebration. Like, yeah, there's loads of celebrations going on because it's harvest time, and that just when people were closer to the earth, that makes sense. But the actual like Wiccan pagan Wheel of the Year, yeah, it's not as new as people think. Of course, people celebrate, lots of cultures celebrate, just like Halloween, Samhain, All Hallows Eve. You know, different cultures will have lots of things going on at the end of October, beginning of November culturally. But like the idea of Samhain in the Wheel of the Year is sort of, you know, yes, little opening party and showing my tarot room on Friday. Ooh, tarot room. Fancy. 9 a.m. So 2 p.m. your time, I believe. Oh, okay. Why do I always think you go live later? I don't know. 2 p.m. Oh, my God. Sorry, my tummy just grumbled then. It's like, I want food now. No, you're just going to have to be satisfied with the snack bar you had an hour and a half ago, tummy. Sorry. So, yeah, we will see. But this morning, I've been pretty productive this morning. I cut out 3 Deviant Moon sized pouches for my Halloween collection, or just not so much. It's not so much my Halloween collection, these ones. It's just some people have asked for specific sized pouches, and I thought, well, I can make them as part of the Halloween drop, because the Deviant Moon and the Mildred Payne Secret Pocket Oracle are spooky decks, so it works, but they won't be in all the same sort of spooky classic Halloween colors. They'll be more driven towards the colors of the decks that go in them, because they are specific. It won't, these Deviant Moon ones are to the mass market Deviant Moon. They won't be for the paradoxical version, which was released recently. the indie paradoxical version, which is chunkier, it's expanded, and it's slightly smaller than this one. I mean, because it's slightly smaller, if you wanted to just put the tarot part of it in the pouch, I guess you could, but I'd imagine you want to keep all the cards together. And what I did this time, I went through some of the cards in the deck, and then I picked 3 cards, and then I picked colors, pouch colors, specifically to specific cards, and then charms to represent the things in the card. So it's not just this is the theme for the deck. It's actually based on what I mean is, when I'm making pouches that are geared towards a particular deck, I usually pick out the main colors of the deck. But what I've done is pick specific colors from specific cards, so they're themed to a card. So the one that I'm making at the moment is the Page of Swords specifically, but there will be other pouches, other cards that have these colors, but this is very predominantly red and gold. So I'm stitching it together with black thread. It will have a black ribbon, and because it's the Page of Swords, it's going to have a little dagger, because I don't like, you couldn't put a sword charm on it, it'd be too big. And then I've already stitched one of them. I need to put the charm on and the ribbon, but the next one I picked was, sorry, I've gone off topic, but I just thought it was quite a fun, I'm like, why haven't I done this before? This, like, trying to match it to particular cards. I think it's quite fun. This is the Ten of Pentacles here. And I was really drawn to like those purple tones. So I did like black on the outside, a lovely classic purple on thread and ribbon, and then violet on the inside. So we've got 2 different sort of purpley tones. And then because it's the pentacles and it's the 10 and there's lots of pentacles, I'm using a little pentacle. And then the third one, hi Phoebe. And then the third and final one that I've cut, because I've only cut 3, because I don't know how many people will want those, you know, because when it's for a specific deck, it does sort of narrow down the customer base, as it were. And then the third one I picked was the Tower. So you can see a bit better the colours. You've got this chocolatey brown, you've got this green, and then this little person in red, these 2 characters. So what I did is I did the chocolatey brown for the Tower. Actually, I'll undo because I need to show you. It's got the green of one of the people outfits, and then like the red of the other person's outfit for the ribbon and the thread. And I don't have a tower, but I do have like a little castle, so they're all themed to specific cards. And I'm really enjoying it, so I might do it for some other decks as well. So yeah, I thought that's a really good idea. When I open up custom orders, people might have a favorite card from one of their decks and be like, could you specifically pick colors and like charms to like match this particular, like for the pouch? That was a good idea. And then I cut 3 little Mildred Pains as well, secret pocket oracles, the pocket sized one. I don't know if anyone would want the larger version of the deck pouches, but let me know. I hope to catch some of your pouches when you release them. I'm going to be releasing on Friday the 1st of October, and their shop will be open for like until Tuesday morning UK time. So I guess it'd be like night time in the US or early morning in the US and Canada. Just so I can process orders and do a mail drop, like go to the post office, and then I'll do the same again. I'll open it back up again on the following Friday. So yeah, but it will all be spooky themed stuff because it's October, and I know I'm sort of a bit behind the curve because most shops are opening up are releasing their Halloween stuff now, but it should all arrive in time if I'm doing it in the first 3 weeks of October. Most of my pouches get to the States within 5 days into the US, so we'll see. I know there's been problems with shipping and stuff like that post because COVID, but we will see. I would love both sizes of Mildred. I'd actually love 2 of the smaller and the larger. Hi Laura. Oh, Deanne, really? So I would need the measurements for the larger version of the Mildred Pain, because I have the original version, and So I was able to measure my own, and this fits all of the expansions in as well, all the extra cards that Patrick Valenza did. So it's a real chunky monkey. How much do they retail at? It depends on the pouch, and a lot of the stuff, my standard tarot pouches go for £25. So, but yeah, the Mildred Payne ones, I'm not sure yet, because I've rejigged my prices because they're quite a bit of work. And I, you know, with all the fees and all of the materials that go into them, it ends up not necessarily being the best profit in the world. But also I've changed the felt that I use. I use a more expensive felt, and it's like a 85% recycled and all that jazz. So, and yeah, trying to up my production values. So yeah. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, do you know what? It's funny because when I do look sometimes on Etsy and I have a look at what's available, I do see a lot of machine sewn pouches for more than £25. And some of the shops that sell them have loads of sales, like, you know, like fold over pouches, but they're not, because my pouches are sort of boxy, they actually have made to fit really snugly around. So they're actually shaped, but a lot of people will make the machine ones that are just sort of too, like they're flat, but they're lined and they're machine sewed. And some of them are like £25 or upwards, £35. And I thought, wow, I machine sew as well. Stuff. I know how to, I've got my sewing machine right there. I know for a fact that those are a lot quicker to make. And I'm like, but at the same time, I know that things are hard for people. I'm aware that shipping went up, taxes have been added to things. Again, new taxes for the EU, Brexit's causing issues and new taxes. And so I also want to make them affordable for people. So I don't know, we will see what happens. But anyway, I'm just going to put this pouch that I've been sewing aside because I want to start talking about what the video is about, which is the Halloween tarot. So this is the final suit that we'll be looking at. We've looked at the majors, we've looked at all the other minors and the courts for each of those minors. I'm really thirsty today. It's particularly warm. Yeah, I am looking at the suit of pumpkins, otherwise known as the Pentacles in the Smith-Waite, or the coins usually in the Marseille. And yeah, what I'm going to do is going to do what I try to do for all the other ones. What was that? Quality handmade is worth 50 plus. I don't think they're worth £50. I mean, I would say at a push, I'd put them, if I could, if I thought people would buy them, I'd probably put them to about between 28 and 30, but I don't know, because it's also difficult with shipping for people as well. People need to be able to afford them. I love yours for many reasons, but mostly because the cards can sit flat along the bottom. Yeah, see, that's the thing that I like. That's what I struggle with. That's why I ended up making them. I first was making them for myself, and then people were like, "Oh, you should make and sell them," and I was like, okay, because I already had an Etsy shop that I needed to get up and running properly, that I've been selling accessories on. So yeah, and now it's become more of a tarot bag shop. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read from the little white book about the suit of pumpkins and why they've chosen pumpkins for this deck. Again, the minors in this deck are much closer to the Smith-Waite than, it doesn't deviate as much as the majors does. It just makes them kind of spooky and makes some fun, interesting choices. So, the suit of pumpkins. Here, the traditional tarot suit of pentacles has been usurped by Halloween pumpkins. As the suit of the ancient element earth, the pumpkins describe all things that are physical and tangible, real and solid, things you can taste and smell, and of course, count. Older tarot decks used coins as emblems of the medieval merchant class and practical day-to-day life. Adding a magical element to the suit, coins became pentacles, metal discs inscribed with mystical five-pointed stars called pentagrams. Today's pentacles, or better yet, pumpkins, also stand for material success, property, possessions, wealth, the equivalent of a bountiful fall harvest. If your tarot reading is heavy with pumpkins, your concerns may be largely those involving the material world. In Halloween tarot, that might mean piles of candy. Yum, yum, yum. Oh dear. So, shall we get stuck in? I'm excited. So, I love the choice for this Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Pumpkins. So obviously we've got the original with the coin being proffered from a mystical hand in the sky. Very Terry Gilliam-esque, I always think, these hands coming out of the sky in the aces. And here we have a similar thing. We've got a hand coming out of a cloud, but it's a bit busier, right? We've got more going on. So we've got the backdrop of the night sky and the stars as usual throughout this deck. But we've got some more of what appears to be, I think these are lilies on this one. Night blooming lilies, maybe. I don't think it's datura this time. It looks different to me. It's got different foliage. And the pumpkin is, can we see okay? I don't know, the lights like that's a bit better, isn't it? The pumpkin is like a candy basket full of sweets, and I can see red vines, and I'm like, yes, I want it. I love red vines. Some places you can kind of get them from like specialty sweet shops over here in the UK, but whenever I'm in the States, I get like, I stock up on like Twizzlers and red vines and stuff. And there's like lollipops, there's like a little skull lollipop in there, and bonbons and all sorts, and it just feels very, you can just feel the abundance. It's setting the tone. Here is this gift of all these yummy goodies, and I really, really like that. In my day, you were lucky to get some nuts and an apple at Halloween. Yeah, things have changed, I guess. When I was a kid, yeah, whenever there was a place that like would give fruit, we'd be like, you're in your kid. I'd probably quite enjoy that as an adult now. Be like, yes, give me all the yummy fruits. The Two of Pentacles, we have juggling. I just love the exaggerated, like, I mean, if you've ever read, there's a book by Marcus Katz and Tally Goodwin. This is a slight side quest Squirrel Hunt, called The Secrets of the Waite-Smith Tarot. And they talk a lot about Pixie Coleman Smith, and they talk about all of the symbolism in all of the cards. It's really, really interesting. And they show example, they like show, there's black and white, but photographs of places that inspired Pixie, but they also show where, because she did a lot of set design for theatre, so people say that her artwork looks very staged, but it's based on it's like almost being a stage. The cards are not necessarily real life. It's almost all, so it's all theatre. It's all and you had to perform for it. Yeah, do you know what? When I did trick-or-treating in the 80s, I think because my mum's side of the family is Irish, so I think that's where it comes from as well, the traditional trick-or-treating. You had to like sing a song or tell a joke or something like that, do a little close hand magic trick or something like that. Not at all the houses, and it seemed to fall out of favor as I got a bit older, but yeah, the having to perform for it rings a bell. Rings a bell, ding dong, trick or treat. But it also shows some of the work that inspired Pixie Coleman Smith's cards, and her previous works that featured similar iconography. So really interesting book for those who want to know more. But what led me down that path is that, you can see that this is exaggerated. So you can almost see like a sort of a play where they've got like, when they have the pieces of card for water at different layers, and people at the sides of the stage will like move it back and forth to give the effect of water. You can really get that from this, but they've mimicked it here. But you don't get ships on the sea, but we've got our little sea creature that's shown up in some of the watery backgrounds in some of the other cards. So I really enjoy that like continuation of that. Dang, I had no sweets at all. Stage fright. Oh, bless Linda. Fork in mouth, kneeling on a chair. I have no idea what that means. But I do really enjoy it's essentially kind of the same outfit, isn't it? But just a bit more spooky. And we've got our black cat again, and instead of pentacles, obviously pumpkins, and one is lit and one is not lit, which I think is an interesting little touch. I feel like that's deliberate. And then we've got the moon here looking down our little face in the moon. Should we see what it says about the Two of Pumpkins actually? Two of Pumpkins, weighing two choices, balancing two situations, competition, duality, conflict of interest, a struggle for harmony, a bit of wealth on the way. So yeah, it's interesting. There's the lit one and the unlit one. Just, oh my God, my tummy is really grumbling. I'm apologizing if my mic picks it up. I'm pretty hungry. The Three of Pentacles. So we have our standard where we've got sort of this architect or craftsperson consulting with these two people here. And here we have just one lone figure with the little trusty kitty sidekick, and they are I like to think this is stained glass, and they're just like soldering in the sort of stained glass pumpkins and refining and finishing their work. And the cat's there just to sort of as an overseer, just to check that they're doing a good job. And I love you've got the details of the bats up in the corners of the arch there. Sort of you've just got plain brickwork on that one at the top, but we've got the little spooky additions. Yeah, so it's pretty standard, like I said. Now I really enjoy the interpretation of the Four of Pentacles, Four of Pumpkins in the Halloween Tarot, and a lot more sort of necessarily neutral or less gnarly, I guess. Yeah, you can still get candy apples as far as I know. Yeah. There were candy apples available last year, as far as I remember. Even my supermarket had them, and toffee apples as well, and chocolate apples. So we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is the one obviously we're most used to. We've got this crowned figure with the sort of cityscape in the background, holding on to their wealth, and I know you can read this in a positive light, but I think because they're really grabbing onto that pentacle and they're like standing on the, like they've got their feet on, like no one, like no, they're like trying to hold on as much as possible. It does sort of read, a bit more negatively. I find most people find their opinion of it. This one is great though. We've got this like weird sort of turnip-headed, marrow-bodied, pea-armed and legged vegetable person and they are in their garden or their allotment, and they are sowing pumpkin seeds. Can you see that? And this is going to play in the suit later, and you'll see when we get there. And we've got the obligatory sort of last leaf or so from fall ready to drop, and the cat just again making sure that work is being done properly. Little overseer, little four cat rather than a foreman. Yeah, and I really like, although the face on the turnip person is a little deranged looking, and we've got our moon looking down a little sort of looking a little serious, but I'll read what it says in the book because I think it's a really interesting take. The Four of Pumpkins, stability and prosperity without complacency, which I think you can tell because there's preparation, right? For future harvests, it's planting time, material success from hard work, miserly tendencies. So maybe this person is like, I'm going to grow all of these pumpkins for myself and I won't share them with any of my neighbors. I will eat all the pumpkins. So they could go on to be miserly, or maybe they're miserly because they don't want to buy food. They want to grow food. I think growing food's great, but I would grow food if I had a garden. I think it's a lovely thing to do. But yeah, I guess you can still read that miserly things. Turnips were so much harder to carve, but we managed. Oh my God, turnips are so hard to carve. And because they're smaller as well. And they're like really, really solid. Yeah, they are a pain in the tits to try and carve. Just stick to pumpkins, it's easier. Although, folks, don't waste the gubbins in your pumpkins. Save your pumpkin flesh. I use it to make like pumpkin puree for pumpkin pie or pumpkin soup or pumpkin stew, or to make, well, I can't really bake at the moment because my oven's not working properly, but yeah, making like pumpkin bread, like topped with pumpkin seed. I'm making myself, I'm already hungry. Oh dear. So anyway, fifth of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles. So again, we have our two people that are barefooted and looking a little worse for wear, and they are passing outside the church, and they can see the warm glow of the church light inside, and it's snowing, and it's all very sad and depressing and cold and bleak looking. But this one, look, it's really cute. We've got the black cat being carried, so they don't have to get their paws cold in the snow. And then we've got in the stained glass window, maybe that's the same church that person that was working in the Three of Pentacles, Three of Pumpkins. It's the same place maybe. And this is one of their other windows that they've done. But what we can see here is this little character, this little kid, has dropped their trick-or-treat bag with all their sweets, all their candy in. They've dropped it. So they're like, oh no. Womp womp. So yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, I do like that interpretation of that, where they've lost something. There's a lack of something. Oh, yummy. I love making soup. Cold processed soup. I've not heard of cold processed soup before, Linda. It is a Hey Witch Baby Farmer. It is. And Tammy Pie. Did I say hi, Tammy Pie? I don't think I saw you sneak in there. Damn. So again, really, really clever for the Six of Pumpkins. And again, makes total sense for a Halloween tarot. We've got some trick-or-treaters receiving some sweets from a kindly witch, a kindly lady dressed as a witch, or maybe she is a witch. I love her green hair. And she's handing out, there's like a kid dressed as a cat and an old school cat and a ghost. And then obviously we've got the cat in the window keeping an eye on proceedings. And this witchy lady has got some decorations up at her window. It's just perfect, right? And it doesn't feel, because sometimes I feel like this one can feel a little bit like, you peasants, you only get what I give you, here, be grateful. Whereas, you know, there's always that, like, there's always those kids that, like, you know, if you put the bowl out, always be that kid that like grabs a load of stuff and you're like, hey, like, leave some for other kids, you greedy little git. So I quite like that this one, she's giving out, and no one, you know, everyone gets their fair share. It's not miserly. So Pentangle, wasn't it Aleister Crowley that popularized the pentacle spelling? Not as far as I know. I don't know for sure, honestly. But yeah. Oh, cold processed soap. I thought you said soup, Linda. That makes more sense now. I really need an eye test. I really need new glasses. My prescription's definitely not doing the job anymore. So now remember a little person in the Four of Pumpkins planting those seeds? Not quite the same person, but I feel like maybe this is like the other person that the turnip person lives with, and it's the same garden, or maybe they have like a garden hand. All of the pumpkins are growing nice and big and plump and tasty, and they're just taking a moment to appreciate and admire. They're just having a rest because it's a long day in the garden. So very, very opposite part, you know, we've got the cat here again, keeping an eye on things. But you see what I mean? It's even right down to the yellow shoes. Very much a muchness. Obviously, this one's wearing sort of wellies or gumboots. But yeah, it's kind of cute. And I think this person looks like they've got like a stitch in their ear. They look like they're a scarecrow. So maybe they do dual duty. Maybe they garden and then they put themselves up on the post and they scare the birds away. I am so hungry, Linda, now. I loved glow-in-the-dark stickers at Halloween as a kid. Put them on. I still have glow-in-the-dark stickers. I'm looking over there because I've got my sticker drawer. I have a drawer. It's a small drawer just for stickers. And I do still have some glow-in-the-dark ones from a couple of Halloweens ago. And I usually put them in my parcels for customers. And I've specifically saved a bunch of my Halloween stickers and bought some new ones for this year for the Halloween collection. So all stickers that go out this October will be spooky. All the little note cards will be spooky themed. The packaging, the washi tape, the twine, everything is like balls to the wall spooky Halloween themed. Oh dear. So now, remember Turnip Person. Now we get to see Turnip Person gleefully. Now, this is why I think Turnip Person looked a little deranged in the Four of Pumpkins, because look, they knew that they were going to be carving these pumpkins and sticking them on spikes. I'm a little scared of Turnip Person. I don't think I would want to. I mean, could you imagine bumping into that in a dark alleyway? Anyway, it would be terrifying. But just look at the look on their face. Or maybe they're an onion. Maybe it's an onion now I'm looking at it. I always thought it was a turnip. Oh my God. I'd always just assumed it was Turnip Person, but I'm looking now. It could be an onion. And usually you're crying when you chop the onions because of all the gases that are released. But actually, the onion's happy because it's someone else getting chopped for a change. I don't know. Let's go back and look. Why I've always just assumed, I've just always like, because I've had that mini version in my head, I'm always like, oh, it's Turnip Person. Oh no, yeah, they look different now looking at them. Oh well. It's my head canon. It still works. So let's go back to the 5, 4. Okay, let's turn those back over. So I'm getting my little piles of stuff getting mixed up. Let's put those back. There. Okay. But yeah, so that goes with the, instead of hammering away at some pentacles, carving some pumpkins. So yeah, it works, right? I love the 9 of Pumpkins because she's got like 1920s vibes going on. Could be a radish. Yeah, you're right, Joe. Could be a radish. I'm glad it wasn't just me, which baby farmer thought that it was soup at first as well. But check out this. I mean, look at her outfit. She's got the bobbed hair. She's got this like late 19 teens, early sort of 20s evening wear vibe going on with the cocoon coat. Beautiful cocoon coat. We've got an owl instead of a hawk, and the owl is not masked or hooded. And obviously she's in pumpkins instead of a vineyard. And we've got that familiar wall with the railings. So maybe the pumpkins, it's her garden and there's her house in the background. But you know, the 9 of Pentacles is sort of that reaping your sort of the benefits that you're really starting to reap the benefits of your hard work. But if she's some rich lady in a castle and she's just paying people to plant, garden, and then like harvest and carve her pumpkins, does she really have? There's a thing here to do with like power imbalances and wealth distribution and class systems and inequality right here I've never thought of that before with regards to this deck and the suit of pumpkins. And like she's like, yes, look at my garden, and she's posing for a photo or a painting, and it's like, look at all my hard work, and it's like, bitch, you did nothing. She'd be like, but I paid the workers. Yeah, probably pittance. She is pretty majestic though. She's a redhead, but I like to think that she's Phryne Fisher just because Phryne Fisher is awesome. The 10 of Pentacles, again, slightly different take. We've got the classic family of different generations and their dogs doing pretty well for themselves by the looks of things. And this one, we've got maybe a parent or guardian figure and a little kid dressed as a bat, and they're hitting a pumpkin pinata. Lots of creepy pumpkins in the tree. Maybe that onion / radish / turnip person was carving in the 8. And yeah, they are about to get a whole bunch of sweets. They look like they did that. I mean, this kid is basically going to have an entire pinata of sweets to themselves. I mean, that's pretty 10 of Pumpkins, right? So you don't get that sort of family feel like you do in the is it the ghosts? I can't remember. Where's the one where they're dancing together, the family's dancing together? And I'm reticent to say that this is a person, because they have hands, they've got gloves on, and they've got like this weird cloak thing, but the cloak goes, I can't tell if that's their outfit, and they've got like, I don't know, can you see there's two tiny little eyes and then this weird bucket mask on the top of their head, a weird hat? But they don't look, their eyes are really tiny and beady, and I don't really know if they're human. It doesn't matter if they're not, like, I'm not going to be, because there's loads of other creatures in this. It confuses me what's going on, because why are they with this kid? I don't know, but it's fine. Yeah, she's definitely not getting in amongst in there, but maybe it's Samhain and she's dressed ready to go, and she's, I don't know, maybe she does like to get her hands dirty, but she's just, it's the final night and they're ready for their Halloween party, and just that's her Halloween get up. I love the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pumpkins in this, because it's totally Wednesday Addams. Obviously, she's wearing red rather than black, but because the night sky is black, it wouldn't have worked as well. So I've put her in red. She's got the stripy tights and the little boots, and she's doing a bit of a Hamlet. Is it Hamlet with the skull? Yeah, it's Hamlet with the skull, right? Yorick. No, yeah, it is Hamlet. Yeah. Yeah, Yorick's skull, I believe. I can't remember. Yeah, and she's got her little cat pal. And I like that she's got her books there, because she's all about sort of the physical world doing the work. Maybe she's been studying magic, and she's got her little pumpkin, and there's a little ghost flying out of the pumpkin. Well, I like to think that the ghost has been living in the pumpkin, you know, like in the Dresden Files, where Harry Dresden has like the creature, the spirit that lives in the skull. Maybe she has a spirit that lives in a pumpkin, although the pumpkin, if it rots, that's gross. But maybe it's a ceramic or plastic pumpkin. I'm overthinking this, but I love how like benevolently the moon is looking down on this scene. Yeah, it's Yorick, isn't it? But it's the Hamlet, right? Oh my god, my memory is trash. Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pumpkins. Again, it's pretty much the same, but just make it hashtag just make it, but make it spooky. I keep thinking of Rachel Maxey, but make it vintage, and then people kept thinking she was saying but naked vintage. Which is just hilarious. If you have never checked out Rachel Maxey on YouTube, oh my god, she's hilarious. I've been watching her for years now. She used to be called the pinup companion. When she first started her channel, it was lots more vintage, and then she's just gone like more full, like spooky, spoopy, and like wholesome. It's just, and like nerd stuff. I love it. Yeah, alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well. But yeah, so the horse has got like little demons all over its bridle, I guess. It's got a horn, so I don't know if the horn is part of the outfit or if it is actually a unicorn. Again, keeping in the tradition of this tarot deck, the horse looks pissed off. The cat is sitting on the back catching a ride, and the knight himself is holding a pumpkin. And I love his helmet. Look, it's got like horns and like a pointed face. It's really cool, like a weird monster or demon. The armor is just fun. No moon in this one, but there's no moon in the original, so. Oh, sneezy. Queen of Pentacles. Last couple of cards. Queen of Pentacles. Oh my god, she's got her fern in a pumpkin planter. She's got her bunny rabbit as to go with like the bunny rabbit here, but it looks more like a rabbit from the magician card in this deck. She's got like a little cat planter for some more, and she's got, I'm not sure what kind of flowers there are, but she's got lots of things and plants around her. Lots of natural growing things around her, obviously, because it's Pentacles. Again, the moon there looking down. I love that she's got pumpkins on her gown. This rabbit is too cute. It's like a little, you know, when rabbits sploot. I've had pet rabbits in the past, but you know, when they like sploot themselves quite flat, and they look like a little hover rabbits, like little hovercraft. This rabbit looks like it's doing that. And then obviously the cat is in her lap or to her side. So yeah, it all works. Just trying to see what she's got around her neck. Just a diamond. Dance Macabre. Yeah, that Dance Macabre. Yeah. King of Pumpkins, King of Pentacles. Again, very much the same, right down to the castle in the background. Can you see that? And I love that we've got this statuary, this grotesque down here. And like little mushrooms, which are really hard to see on the mini version, but easier to see on this one. And he's got his like bat there on his outfit. Love the skulls on the throne, and he's again got a pumpkin and a scepter. And then his outfit echoes the Queen's, but it's like a different color, but with the pumpkins all over it, you know, and which makes sense because you have the vines all over the king here, and that mirrors like the vines, the grapevines in the Nine of Pentacles, and this one mirrors the pumpkins in the Nine of Pumpkins. So as you can see, it is a very sort of like for like with this one, so it makes sense. But yeah, that is the Halloween tarot done. Finally, 5 videos in. I managed to do this quite quickly again. 45 minutes, that's not bad. That's a bit better, isn't it? Because the first few were pretty long. And I'm really starting to, like, I feel like I'm going to chew my arms off. I'm so hungry, so I am going to have to go make some food. I'm too hungry. I'm going to go make a vegan sausage sandwich. We've got some lovely, fresh, fluffy sourdough bread, and yeah, some lovely spiced vegan sausages and some brown sauce. Yum, yum, yum. But thank you to those of you that joined me today to have the last little look at this deck. I really enjoy this deck. I think it's really fun, and like I said, I wanted to make an argument or case for it to be more than just a novelty deck. I really do think there's some really interesting and fun decisions that have been made about this deck. It's based as a Smith-Waite based. There's a sneaking away for a moment, need to try to get puppy to go potty. Oh bless. Just looked up Dance of Death Joe. Oh, Dance of Death. What was that? What was that? What was that? Holbein's Dance of Death. I got to stand this close to some actual Holbeins. I did a photo shoot, would have been 2 years ago this November. God, it's gone quick. Panini, bloody hell. I went to the John Soanes Museum, and they have this very small, it's an amazing place, but it was being used as a photo shoot location. And we had done most of the shots we had the location for like half a day up until lunchtime, and we had a private tour of the place afterwards, which was amazing. We were so lucky to just get our little team getting a private tour. And there's this one very small room, and it's a collection of mostly Holbeins, or Holbein and Hogarth. Is it Holbein? No, am I thinking of Hogarth? I'm getting confused. Hang on. I think I'm getting confused. Am I getting confused? Yes, I'm getting no, it was Hogarth, not Holbein. I'm getting confused now. Yes. What a banana. Hang on, let's see. Holbein. Let's look it up. What? Dance of Death. I'm pretty sure I've seen this. Hang on, let's see. Oh yeah, I have seen this. Hang on. Yes, with the guy being, it makes me yeah, because you know what, Patrick Valenza's Mildred Payne's hang on, Oracle of Black Enchantment, which I've got here because I've got all my spooky decks out because spooky season. I know he did a lot of woodcut art, but I seem to remember there was a card that had a similar feel to it, that Hogarth art. But yeah, I was totally getting the Holbein art and Hogarth. Yeah, I got to see some Hogarths in this tiny room at the John Soane Museum, but never mind, because it's a different artist. See, honestly, I'm really struggling with my memory at the moment. It's really bad, and sometimes I think I'm remembering something, but I'm misremembering things. It's very frustrating. I'm trying to see. I think there was something. You know, this deck. I'm just trying to see if there was a card that was, or it was inspired by. I do know this deck though. It's just so much fun. No, there's the Sabbat. Sorry, folks. I'm just trying to see if I could find. No, maybe I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, I think I'm thinking of something else. Again, my brain fails me. Never mind. But yes, good call there. Meow, 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 meow. Hello, Amanda. Lovely to see you. I'm just signing off. Well, I was signing off and then I got distracted. Well, I was reading the who is this bellend? Oh dear, I must have accidentally clicked on that when I was trying to block him. Harvey turns up every now and then in these live chats because I don't think he's got anything better to do with his time. I mean, bless. It's a bit sad. Oh, they've come up with something else different under a different name now. I don't think they're real names, Harvey. It's just I'm signing off. Oh dear. Anyway, so thanks, Joe. Yeah, I've got some of the Holbein paints. I knew it was named after an artist, but never looked into it. Yeah. Hogarth was a rake's progress, wasn't it? Yeah, I think you might be right. There was he did a lot of really great political paintings where he really there's a really great painting that I actually saw at the John Soane Museum. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but it's all about that sort of political rallying and all the different people that are vying for political power, and they're around this big table, and it has a very sort of bacchanalian feel to it. It's really, really great. But I was really it was really exciting to just get a private viewing. And then they had this room, this tiny little room, and it had all these paintings, but then all the paintings unlocked and there were like doors, and there was paintings behind the paintings, and then there was this shutter, this like wall that came up, and then there was this big sort of viewing gallery with all these other pieces of art all in beautiful big frame. Oh my god, there must be a video of it on YouTube somewhere. John Soane Museum Hogarth collection or something. But to get a private viewing of that and to get to stand like this close, like literally I was literally looking at the painting and all the brushstrokes, and it was just, you don't get that close in galleries and other art exhibitions because there's a rope. And I was like, it was very exciting for me as a nerd. So oh dear. But I'm about to sign off, Deanne, but I can make you a mod if you like, because I realise I don't actually have that many mods. Or I do have some UK mods, but then not all UK mods are here. Let me just find myself on the channel. I'm just gonna. Let's find Deanne. Let's do the moderator. There we go, my dear. Thank you. Doop. Okay. So anyway, so just while we're sorting that. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Deanne has a wrench now. Don't go crazy with the power. Don't let it go to your head. And yeah, I'm going to go make myself a sandwich because I'm actually starting to feel a bit lighter. Like, yeah, Harvey wanted to mod because he obviously doesn't have anything better to do with his life. No, that sound is awful. Sorry, because I just made Deanne. But what I mean is he's just like got loads of time to just post stupid. What's the word? You know what I mean. Wanting to mod for someone you don't know is weird. Does that make sense? I've got nothing better to do with my time than like harass people, just to turn up in people's live chats. But I'm giving them the oxygen that they want, so let's just ignore them because they're stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna go and yeah, have some food. I keep saying that I need to eat. And I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. I hope that you enjoyed the full moon last night. If you were doing anything with that, I hope you enjoy the equinox today. If you're doing something with that. And yeah, look after yourselves. Be safe, wear a mask, socially distance, you know the drill. And I will see you whenever I see you. Take care all.